How much sugar is too much sugar? Durianrider. Let's get into the series. If you want, I still do a little bit of a plug for my ebooks. You know, I'm not a real salesy dude. But seriously, like, if you want the best information out there, you want a book that doesn't contradict itself. So many authors contradict themselves, don't they? Carbs are good, fruit's good, sugar's, oh no, don't, like, you know, it's contradictions. No wonder people don't have long-term success on other people's plans. And you know that because they're constantly looking for something else because it's not really working. If you want the one-stop shop, go to durianrider.com, get my ebooks, Carb the F Up, and Durianrider's Lean Body Bible. I'm trying not to swear too much because of the YouTube algorithm. They don't like the offensive language. Shh. But seriously, these are the books that keep me lean and super fit. I'm one of the fittest men in the world. I'm 43 coming up soon. 42 at the moment. And the things that work for me work for everybody because I'm a human, you're a human. These things work. So if you want the best information out there, go to durianrider.com. You know, I was the sick kid at school. I wasn't like the gun athlete. I wasn't like the prodigy, teenage prodigy at track. I was like the dude dead last because I couldn't catch a basketball, so I did cross country, and I was good at that, but I wasn't good. I was, you know, I was good at my school because no one wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So then I turned up to the the inter-school things. I finished last or dead last, me and a fat kid at the back, you know. So I wasn't a gun athlete. I made myself a gun athlete, all right? Gun for what I reckon is a gun. I can keep up with world tour riders up hills and go flogging them and stuff like that, and they can flog me. I can just, you know, if Kip J was in town and said, hey, Harley, let's go and do a 10K, 35-minute 10K today, I'm like, let's do it. You know, it's Lance Armstrong. Well, not with Lance, I'm fitter than Lance now, but let's say, and I don't say that to be arrogant, I'm just saying I am. Let's say, you know, Chris Froome was in town. Or let's say Egan Bernal, because people say, oh, Chris is injured. Let's say Egan Bernal was in town and said, Harley, you know, can you show us around town? Can we do a 10-hour pretty hard ride around Adelaide, show me all the hills? Egan Bernal said that. Can you do it, Harley? I'm there. Maybe give me like a week to prepare for it. But you know, I mean, that's my fitness level I'm at. That's the fitness level I'm at. So that's all my tips in my ebooks, all right? So this is not just about like losing weight. Like anyone, you know, anyone can get abs and, you know, be ripped and straight. It's that. But how do you feel? Do you have energy? Are you running on caffeine and pills all day? I've got nothing in my system. Like, it's one thing to like be lean, but how do you feel? How do people around you feel? Are you one of those people happy to like dance around? Oh my God, they're like, oh, we're going to freak out and go crazy. Or you walk solid. Cut it out. You shoot algorithm. You know, it's like being real. That's how I was talking everyday life, you know, a bit of passion there. You know, like how is it, man? You know, that, how do people feel around you? Huh? I know plenty of women out there who've got slim physiques, but man, I wouldn't want to hang around them because they're just emotionally wrecked all the time and they reckon people are around them. Constantly starting up drama with people. I was like, oh man, come on, chill. So, you know, does that make sense? Do you know someone who sort of looks good, but emotionally like, man, that person's really damaged, like a full narcissist, just toxic, always going crazy with stuff, screaming and losing their chops. So, that is the deal, all right? It doesn't matter how good you look, because if your mood's shot, because you're starving yourself, or you're getting anxiety from your caffeine, or your Ritalin usage, or whatever, or your hormones are out of whack, or you know, I know some people out there that I train with or whatever, and I won't mention any names, but, and they're great athletes, but man, I wouldn't want to hang out with them socially, because they just all over the shop, you know? The caffeine, man, it's these roller coasters. 1 minute they're cool, the next minute they're I'm freaking out. So how much sugar is too much sugar? Let's get it clear. No contradictions. You can't eat too much sugar, all right? You can eat as much sugar as your body craves. If it still tastes good, keep eating. You've had enough sugar when you're like, oh, no more. It's too sweet. Oh, gagging. Oh. That's when you've had enough sugar. It's like when you're sleeping. You know, most people get an alarm clock, and wake up and they're like, oh, I'm tired, coffee, you know what I mean? It's like, what? That is not healthy, man. I wake up when my body says, let's go, bro. I don't set an alarm, ever. You know, if I miss morning training, I miss morning training. Simple as that. If I miss the plane, I miss the plane. That really happens. It does happen sometimes. I do miss planes. I do miss planes. I don't set an alarm. I don't set alarms. You know, if I've got to get up early, I go to bed early. And if I sleep through my alarm, I don't care. I don't have an alarm. There's no alarm. Can you imagine that? Like, can you imagine if that's why I can't work for anyone? Well, Harley, you're 2 hours late, so I slept in. They're like, what are you doing? So I don't set my alarm for no one, bro. Don't get rid of your alarm, man. Get rid of your alarm. Alarms? What sort of life is that? It's like a prison. That's what my ebook's about as well. Getting out of this prison we call society. Right? This is not just about weight loss. This goes deep. This goes deep. Dr. Greger recommends 4 cups of coffee a day. For kids as well. For the whole family. Dr. Greger's recommendations are for the whole family, he says. Now he says 4 cups of coffee as a day as a minimum. It's good for your liver. I'm sorry, man. This dude's off. First it's fluoride's good. First it's vaccination's good. First it's sugar's bad. And first it's chicken is the same as eating rice. Yellow light food. Donate to the multimillionaire. Non-profit charity in his name. Anyway. Coffee. Don't wake up to alarms. All right? Don't wake up to alarms. If you need more sleep, get more sleep, please. All right? Set your life up. I know I'm losing people as I'm saying this. People are like, I can't do that. You don't understand. I've got a job. I've got kids. I've got a mortgage. Well, who's going to pay anything when you're dead from heart attack or liver cancer or kill yourself from depression or whatever? Who's going to look after the kids? What sort of parent are you? Well, what matters more? Having food, all this expensive food or house or postcode. What matters more? As a kid, you were a kid, I was a kid. What matters most is having time with mum and dad. You know, being present with your kids. That's what matters. It doesn't matter if you got brand new Nikes or a PlayStation or a $10,000. That doesn't really matter. What's irreplaceable is quality time with your family. And so I do recommend people cut back the work, cut back the expenses, and live more of a peasant lifestyle. Like even Gary Vee agrees with this. What are you doing out there? If you have to set an alarm, you burn yourself out. If you have to set an alarm for training, that training session isn't going to be as good as if you slept extra half an hour and then did your training. You set an alarm. That's not healthy. That's not good at all. So you get as much sleep as you need. You can't sleep too much. People disagree with that. We live in this society of like, no, too much sleep, it's too much food, it's too much. So people hate themselves so much, they want to punish themselves. I don't deserve to sleep. I don't deserve the food. I don't deserve this. And it's like, man, that goes deep in some sort of psychological self-hate sort of thing going on there. So this is why I won't change. I will not change. I will not be a crowd pleaser to sell more product, to get more likes, to get more... No. Because at the end of the day, I'm decreasing the quality of life to get approval from people who don't even approve of the truth. They don't know the truth I want to live. I live my truth, and people can take my message or leave it. I'm just putting it out there. This is the truth. This is the reality. It's not my truth, really. It's the truth. Your body needs as much sleep as it wants. Your body needs as much activity as it wants. Body needs as much sun as it wants. Body needs as much fresh water and carbohydrates and sugars as it wants. If it still wants more sugars, keep giving it more sugars, more rice, more fruit, more sugar on top. Life's meant to be sweet. You can't eat too much sugar. You can't sleep too much. I slept one time, I felt all crap all day. Your body went to deep healing, deep cleansing. You know, I remember the first time I got some proper sleep back in 1999. I was working at the gym. I was a spin instructor, fitness instructor. I remember just like, man, I'm so tired. And I was laid down at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I felt guilty. I was like, man, you've been lazy, bro. Come on, man. Stay hard, man. Stay hard. Keep it going. Keep it going. And I was just done. I was just slept in. And I had to go to work at 6 o'clock that night. And I was just like, got up and I was just like, oh, man, I feel like I'm stoned, you know. And I was talking to a friend who was a neuroscientist. And he's just like, man, it's just your brain going into deep repair. You know, it's your growth hormone and stuff like that. Like, it's good. And I was like, hey, really? You know, but I felt guilty for having that sleep. That was 21 years ago. No, I don't feel guilty anymore. I give the body what it needs. So what about a baby? Let's say you got a baby that's sleeping and you're like, you set an alarm clock for babies? Come on, mate, get up. Time to study. Come on, mate, get up. It's time to go to training. It's time to go to work. Come on, baby. Do we do that with kids? Do we give babies 4 cups of coffee a day, Gregor? What, we liver protective for the baby? Give it 4 cups of coffee a day? Crazy, you know? So how we treat babies, I feel, is how we should treat adults. It's how we should treat ourselves. If you wouldn't give it to a baby, then should you give it to yourself? Would you put a baby on a bicycle? A baby can't ride a bike. You know what I'm saying? Or we've got a little 5-year-old kid. So you just got to, like, respect the body, work the body, nourish the body, rest the body, hydrate the body, and give self-love there. You can't eat too much carbohydrates. Right? And this triggers people, because so many people, like, they have eating disorders, or this, like, there's this one person I know in Adelaide, and I'll see them out and about, and they're like, yeah, they're full on durianrider hater, and their face is just full of bitterness, and they ride a bike, and they train a lot. They're not that good though, because they overtrain and they don't eat enough. And but they were like just full on come from a place of eating disorder, and their faces, they're always like, it's a beautiful sunny day. You see their face and like, just self-hate. All right, self-hate. So people like that, you cannot help them. You can give them a bit of guidance here and there, and they might take a bit on, but there's that self-hate. I don't deserve this, and if you try and help them, then they're going to try and damage you, because they're so damaged with self-hate that if you tell them that they could do this or do that, they're like, it's like what's the saying? If someone thinks they're ugly and you say they're beautiful, and they are, or whatever, then that's like fucks with their head, and then all of a sudden they're going to be angry at you, even though you're trying to help them. Does that make sense? So when you've coached thousands of people with anorexia or whatever, eating disorders or drug issues or whatever, which most drug issues are from people wanting to be lean, it's an extension of eating disorder. You meet all different types of people, and it's that's when people say it's calories in, calories out. I'm like, man, it goes deeper than that. It goes esoteric. It goes metaphysic. It goes endocrine style. People just like scratching little Jenny Craig surface. Well, I just eat less calories. If you just make my meals for me and whip me on the back, and I'll just lose weight over this next few weeks. That's all I need. Just another personal trainer. Last personal trainer was too slack. He didn't scream at me enough. Man, I ain't gonna do shit. And they'll take your money. I worked in the gym for a long time, man. I know how it works. Even on YouTube, people were just taking steroids, using Body Tune, lying about it, and saying, keto, yeah. And suckers out there want to buy it, especially the US audience. The US audience, man, is full of dum-dums. And I've got plenty of USA friends and stuff, but the USA audience in general, man, they're so gullible. The USA is so gullible. Look how everyone believed Lance was natty. I'm a Lance fan, but look how everyone believed Lance was natty all these years. And then when Lance told the truth, how much they hated Lance. So if you're going to tell people the truth, you better make them laugh, otherwise they're going to want to kill you. Fact. You can't eat too many carbohydrates. If you want the pizza, eat the pizza. Make sure it's vegan. Make sure it's low fat. If you want the sweet stuff, eat it. I just had some yogurt here. It wasn't sweet enough. It's a vegan, low fat yogurt, relatively low fat. And, it's about 15 grams of fat per tub. It's all right for me because I'm lean. But it wasn't that sweet, but for me, I don't want to eat 4 tubs of this. I want to have 1 tub and be done. So I poured in about that much sugar on top. So it's what, like 20-30% sugar. And then I'm satisfied. A small meal, boom, but packed with calories and packed with carbohydrates for the brain. So what are you doing out there? Like what people are doing is they're having these things, eating these things, and then they're like, oh, I'm still hungry. Let's go brush my teeth. Let's go start chewing on some chewies. Remember that lady, Sarah Wilson from I Quit Sugar? I've been a vocal critic of hers over the years because I see the damage she does and the contradiction she does. She even sells sugar in a jar. But she's got a book called I Quit Sugar. This is how dumb people, even in Australia, we're a lot of dummy dummies. And so Sarah Wilson's got I Quit Sugar. Sugar is brown rice syrup, calories from sugar, 100%. So she's selling a 100% sugar product and got a book called I Quit Sugar. And then in the back she's like, well, sugar's not the issue, it's fructose. And I'm like, fructose is sugar. Alright, it's like fructose is fine as well. Fructose can't cause obesity because fructose doesn't require insulin for it to be metabolized. If fructose caused obesity, I would be obese, Natasha would be obese, every girlfriend I've ever had would be obese, every super fanboy, fangirl, durianrider would be obese instead of lean, fit, energetic and glowing. But these people, and anyway, so Sarah Wilson jumped out of a car at speed trying to end her reality. And that's not what you want to be doing. And that was because of lack of sugar. So what happens is your serotonin drops off. Your dopamine's out. So then you get addicted to caffeine and stimulants. And then when your serotonin's low, you go to your doctor, say, doctor, I'm feeling depressed, and they give you the SSRI, selective serotonin receptor and inhibitors the uptakes, etc. So it increases your serotonin level in your blood by taking a pill, but it's also got a host of side effects. If you're a guy, your dong ain't no strong. If you're a girl, you can gain weight, get loss of sensitivity, all sorts of things that you're not really looking for ideally. Just because you're not enough carbohydrates. Just because you followed Sarah Wilson's I Quit Sugar. Man, it's crazy. There should be class action lawsuits against these people for depression and stuff like that. Just so we learn in society. Not that I've got a grudge against Sarah Wilson. I have a grudge against this low carb, sugar phobic, eating disorder reality. Even recently, a friend of mine, Robbie Barbaro, the diabetic guy, type 1, mastering diabetes. Big thumbs up. I rate Robbie as a person. If Robbie was getting attacked in the street, I'd be the first one to jump in there and help him. My issue is, I was talking to Robbie the other day, I'm like, dude, like, your book contradicts itself, the information you're putting out. You're saying that you're using all these studies that promote refined sugar and reversing diabetes, but then in the book, or the posts, or the little charts, it's like, don't have refined sugar. And it's like, well, these studies prove that refined sugar increases insulin sensitivity, yet here you're saying don't eat the sugar, but you're using these as the proof, as like the, there's a contradiction there. So people who are a bit smarter will go, hang on, like sugar's good, but you guys say sugar's bad. Like, what? Like, how do you have conviction in life if you got a contradiction there? It's like, this frame is green. No, it's blue. It's, it's like, what is it? It's green and it's blue. All right. So if it's green, it's green. If sugar's good, it's good. Just make saying sugar's bad. Oh, but it doesn't have any fiber in it. So it's still sugar. It's still sugar. Doesn't matter about that. The studies were done with low fiber foods: white rice, sugar, fruit juice, and a bit of fruit. Walter Kempner, reversing type 2 diabetes, calorie sufficient diet. They did 2 types. They did the Starvation Nation one. And then people said, oh, it was the starvation that worked. And they're like, okay, let's feed them so they don't lose any weight. Let's keep stuffing them. Let's force the food in there, stuffing it in. So they don't lose any weight. Type 2 diabetes went away, hypertension went away, etc. Kidney issues went away. Forced stuffing. So many people get triggered with this. Over the years, it's taken me a long time to realize that a lot of people hate themselves so much they don't want to give themselves the rest and food that they need. And you can't help those people. What you can do, you make money off them by selling bullshit, but the people who really want to be helped, there's not many of those people in society, unfortunately. This is why I do generally I use a narcissistic angle of, like, look at me, I'm lean, abs, and look at the Natasha's physique and, all the girls over the years I've had in my life and coached them up and how, amazing that they look and stuff like that. And how their lives turn around as well. I mean, if you look at a lot of girlfriends I've had over the years, they all come from a eating disorder issue or depression or whatever, and then they come on hang out with me, and I'm like, get the sugar in that throat and get this down there and do this and do that, and they just they blossom, they bloom, and that's just the sugar. That's the sugar right there. And having gratitude as well, which as soon as you take the gratitude away, gratitude is something you've got to have all the time. Same with sugar. Once you stop doing the sugar and start doing the coffee or whatever, or start doing the whatever, then the house of cards falls down again. So our health is a house of cards. It's so easy to just pull it out and dissolve it. All right, so it's very, very fragile. Health, very, very fragile. Life's very fragile. It's a house of cards. All right, it doesn't take much material to build health. It's very basic and simple. Anyone can build a little house of cards, but it can be pulled out very quickly by doing bad habits. How much sugar is too much sugar? How much carbs is too much carbs? You can't have too much. You can eat too much in a sitting and feel like physically ill, and then try and go run a 5K and go like, that's too much volume in that little space. But I'm talking in terms of a week, in a month, in a year. You can't eat too many carbohydrates. Sure, you can eat them. You can eat too big a meal before your morning run or whatever, and So it's simple as that. But always have something. The diet is in my ebooks. The nutrition plan, how to, it's in my ebook. All right. This video today is just how much is too much. There's no such thing. Impossible. And if you got anyone that's a carb phobic, send me this video. And hey, I haven't trained for. I was admitted to hospital for concussion January 18th, and so it's we're on now late February. I haven't trained for 6 weeks. I haven't trained for 6 weeks, and I'm still in shape. All right, I'm still stuffing my face. My appetite's dropped off a lot as well, though, because I haven't been able to train because of concussion and a bit of whiplash. So what happens is your body regulates what you need. I just listen to my body. If my body wants sugar, it gets sugar. It gets the rice, it gets the fruit, it gets the sugar. and eat it till I'm done. Simple as that. Same with rest. My body, I need more rest now of the concussion and recovering from that. So my body says, Harley, we need to lay down. I'm laying down. All right? I give my body, I respect my body. The body wants sweet, I give it sweet. If it wants rest, I give it rest. I give it plenty of water. Give it the sunshine. I look after myself. You only got one body. You only have one body. If you only had one hat for the rest of your life, can you imagine how good you look after the hat? If you only had one pair of you only had one mobile phone for the rest of your life, imagine how you'd care for that phone. You're like, whoa, don't get too close, man. You know, look how we abuse our bodies. We take ourselves for granted, and then we take other people for granted. That's a big mistake.